Hello, Awesome Soul here, and welcome to the new Multilingual Robocraft coming on December the 8th. Yes, the multilingual update that was hinted at, I want to say, 3 news articles ago? I can't quite remember, it was a while back, but they have teased this in basically a little special news post, and it's not a whole lot really. All it is a bunch of different flags and logos with different languages on them. I have actually gotten questions from people wondering what the heck it could possibly be, and I'm almost positive, 99.99% sure, that this is the multilingual update. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is going to be, they haven't actually really detailed anything other than the flags here, but what we have gotten sort of hints at in the past is they're going to be supporting as many languages as humanly possible, most likely adding more over time. My guess is they're going to add a huge batch of really common ones that they have from like basically what their data is showing, that if they have a lot of Russians, they're going to add Russians, a lot of Germans, they'll add the German language, so on and so forth. The ones that aren't quite as popular and they have a bit of a hard time finding a translator for, that'll probably roll out a bit later. But it's going to basically reword everything. So when it says, speed, like the speed stat, obviously, that would say speed, but in another language. And interesting, I never thought about that. Are they going to do different announcer voices? If that's the case, then that's going to be a pretty big update. Thing is, though, it's only a big update for those who do not speak English, but it's still probably going to bring a few other things, or at the very least, it'll make some other people happy. So hooray for happiness and people actually understanding what they're reading. But the other things in here, the insider section. What's inside the present? Professor Simons is still tight-lipped, and I think I'm not sure if I brought this up in a previous video or if I just responded to it in the comment section, but my guess now is that the present is going to be the mortar that was brought up, or the mortar style weapon. We don't really know if it's going to be exactly a mortar and what kind of function it's going to play. Is it going to be like select a spot on the map, it'll bomb there, or is it like you actually have to aim in a certain area? We really don't know at this point, and we won't know until late December is when they're most likely going to do some news for it, and then the presents open on the 5th of January, assuming everything stays the same. Now, my guess for it is pretty obvious. The CPU of the largest one is 330, if I remember correctly, and it has a rather large pool of health, so kind of rules out really anything other than a weapon. It could be a movement type, some sort of anti-gravity ball thing, but I highly doubt that based on the connection point. That's also something. Right now the presents only have 1 connection point. Are they going to get more? Most likely. I definitely don't see this thing only having 1 connection point. It's gotta have more than 1 connection point, especially a flat connection point. It's gotta have more than 1, once it's unwrapped, of course. Now, the small one, rather interestingly, only has 33 CPU. It's incredibly low CPU for something that is still fairly large-ish. So, fitting multiple of these things onto your bot is going to be pretty tricky, and making it look nice as well is also going to be fairly tricky. Now, is it going to keep the same frame? Is it going to be a ball and I assume like a cannon sticks out of it? Or is it kind of just detailing the build range of it? Because everything has a build range, so you can't obviously stick cubes inside of the build range of certain parts. We really don't know. I'm sort of leaning more towards the fact that it's going to stay ball-ish in shape, and then have a cannon stick out that sort of arcs up and down. Obviously, the gun would rotate as well. Last part, the whole Zenzap thing. Now, I'm not gonna read it out to you, because, again, I think it doesn't really mean a whole lot. I have seen a few people say that since it's talking about making people smarter and stimulating the brain and all that, It could be an improvement to the tutorial, perhaps, but I don't think there's enough information there to hint in that direction. I could be wrong. Again, what do you think? Let me know down below, especially about the mortar, or the present that most likely is going to be the mortar. Let me know how many presents you've managed to snag so far. Have you given up on trying to find them, and you're just buying them at this point? That's what I may have done, because I have a decent amount of money saved up. I have actually gotten, I think, 4 of the smaller ones, not the largest ones yet though. Now, to close this video out, I figured I would do a bit of a PSA. A YouTube PSA, to be exact. I'm sure a decent amount of you have probably heard whisperings, or outright the fact that YouTube, the whole algorithm, is most likely changed. There are a lot of examples of this. Killer Keemstar, regardless of whether you hate him or love him, has put out a video a little while back, basically with nothing in it except for him saying, like the video and comment, just to see if we can get to the YouTube trending page. And that was it. There's no other content in the video. And of course, it was an experiment, so everybody liked and commented, and he managed to get to the YouTube trending page. So that in itself is pretty interesting, because it means that the algorithm has changed. If you don't know what the algorithm means, it's YouTube's system of basically promoting videos and figuring out which videos it needs to promote and which videos it needs to punish, for a lack of a better word, I guess. The old well, not the old algorithm, but the algorithm prior to this one favored watch time. So if you had a very long video and people watched all the way till the very end, then it would be likely to get promoted a lot. That's why you most likely saw a decent amount of videos with a rather long watch time. Now, for all we know, the watch time could still be playing a part in it. I doubt it's going to be removed entirely, but it's probably not quite as important. But still though, make sure you are watching to the end of basically any video of a YouTuber that you like and support. Not just me, obviously, that goes for any YouTuber you like. Try not to click off the video too early. I mean, if the video's not interesting to you, then click off. I mean, I don't know. But if you want to end the video, I'm sure that's playing into YouTube's weird algorithm thing. So going back to that little experiment, the like and comments now seem to play a rather large role in it. It's basically user interaction, which I've kind of promoted on my channel. I've never actually begged for likes. I'm sure you've noticed in my videos I never outright say, like the video, subscribe, and do all that crazy wacky stuff. There's gonna be 1,000 giveaways. If you like this video, then I will go through all the millions of comments and pick out at random. Obviously, I will go through every single comment on every video because, you know, I'm such a swell guy. I've seen a lot of those. And pro tip, there is no easy way to scroll through every comment. Hence why I've done the whole, in the past, pick a number between 1 and 100. Because then I would just go Control F, which is the find feature, type in the number, and then it would obviously highlight the number. So that's a very easy way to do it. But the YouTubers that just kind of say, oh, comment, and like, there's no easy way to pick out, anyways, that's a really random tangent. But it still pertains to the conversation at hand. So anyways, getting back on track here. The whole, like thing and user interaction. I have actually asked for comments, I guess, but that's not really like a begging thing. That's more of just a me wanting to gauge what the community thinks. Because, you know, when an update comes out, I would like to know how many people, obviously like I did earlier in the video, I want to know how many people are finding these presents. Are they easy to find? How many of you managed to get so far? You know, community feedback, building community. It's not just for me, it's also for you guys to have a conversation down in the chat. That's what it's there for. But yeah, never really begged for likes, and it's not something I really want to do in the future. But just as a PSA, likes are incredibly important. At the time of recording, we don't really know if dislikes actually weigh in a negative fashion, because before, likes and dislikes didn't really mean anything. You could dislike a video as much as you wanted, and it would still be promoted, as far as I'm aware. That's the thing, though. YouTube never tells us anything. At all. So we're all left in the dark. And I think it was Ethan from H3H3. He was basically saying that he doesn't even think YouTube knows what YouTube is doing, which I kind of would agree with. Basically being in the whole YouTube loop, even though I'm not really a massive YouTuber. I only have a very small amount of subscribers, but still, I do keep up with these things. And I've seen a lot of very weird changes from YouTube, and yeah, I don't know. But that's kind of it. Basically what I'm getting at is, from now on, if you actually want to support your favorite YouTuber, make sure you comment and like pretty much as possible, really. I don't know, I don't like asking for likes. Because if you like, you should like the video because you like the video, not because YouTube's stupid algorithm is now forcing you to like a video if you want to actually support your YouTuber that you like. I don't know, it's a weird change, but what can you do, really? So there's the end of the whole YouTube PSA / mini rant, I guess. Not even sure if it was a rant, but you can call it whatever you like. With that, I will bring the video to a close. I thank you all so very much for watching. And of course, I have been the Awesome Soul, and I will be seeing you next time. Take care.